Sasuke is the greatest non-main character in anime. Especially when you talk like Deuteragonist, it's Sasuke. He has the most, in my opinion, he has the best realized, most nuanced arc of a Deuteragonist anti-hero of any anime, at least that I've ever seen. I know everybody hates Sasuke. It's my hot take. Sasuke is probably, I'm gonna say, yeah, Sasuke is my favorite anime character of all time. I think he's one of the best. Well, he's the most well written. I think he has the most interesting narrative function of a character in that role of any anime like that. And frankly, I just think he's one of the most misunderstood characters in anime, and he deserves more flowers. So Sasuke would definitely be high if we count Sasuke as a main character.
How do you feel about him cheating on his wife in Naruto?
Mistakes happen. He had a lot of soju that day. You feel me? Things happen. You know, I forgive the man. He's not part of the Faithful Black Men Association no longer, of course. But you know, he's still a solid dude. And Sakura should be doing a lot. So hey, sometimes man just gotta step outside. It's all good.
Okay.
I would actually put Vegeta above a Sasuke. Vegeta's storyline in terms of from start to finish, aka within the manga, it actually moves a lot of niggas. It makes people, like grown men, realize I might have a big ego. I should know when to actually minimize my ego, but I also still need to remember who I am and also push through with that. I can find inspiration within somebody else, but I can't lose myself because I have that inspiration with somebody else. I should also be able to know when to put myself second for the loved ones that I have. I might be this cold, great nigga on the streets, but once I find that love, I should be okay with that. That's what I always got from a Vegeta. For a Sasuke, I just don't like how the writing was for a Sasuke. Sasuke just had too much to be plot armor. Like most of his wins in Shippuden just did not showcase he was that nigga. There was a lot of things that just took away from that, and then based off of like him pretty much having a childish mindset, I couldn't mess with that.
Childish mindset.
I just couldn't mess with that. That's just me.
I'm gonna debunk this, but I'm not gonna speak on it. Yeah, I'm gonna let everybody else talk.
Nah, debunk it because I need time to think.
All right, cool. So let me go ahead and dive into all those points. One, first of all, you talked about Vegeta. You talk about wins. Vegeta doesn't win any fights. So I don't even know why wins or something you would consider. Wait, we were talking about how Sasuke's wins are all plot armor and convenience, but he's still getting wins. Vegeta's got no W's. His entire career outside of fighting fodder, he's beaten Kui and Dodoria, I guess. But you know, in terms of fighting people
Dodoria,
with
Zarbon,
he
technically
beat Snuck Raccoon.
He technically
he didn't beat. In Resurrection F, I'm talking about in Z. I'm talking peak Vegeta time. Z Vegeta. Because what you're talking about is Z Vegeta. You're not talking about Super Vegeta. You're talking
I know, but were you only referencing early Sasuke Naruto, or were you talking about
I'm talking part one and Shippuden. So let me walk you through.
But I explicitly said Vegeta from start to finish, and to us that's manga Vegeta as well within Super.
I feel like his plot progression, his story progression really kind of stalemates after Z, because then what is the progression of his story in the Super? Like what development does he have in Super?
When it gets to Z, he is fully transitioned into living on Earth and at least fighting alongside the Piccolo, Goku, the Z fighters and things of that nature. But I do not believe he obviously didn't fully accept where he was in life because it went through the whole situation with Majin. Then Majin Vegeta was born and things of that nature. Now you get to Z. Right. This is probably the most transitioned he's been into. I'm enjoying my everyday life. I love my family. These are not just niggas I'm fighting with when danger comes in. I'm training with these niggas, and these are also my allies in fights. Even in Z, when niggas were in danger, he wasn't, risking himself unless it was like Trunks. He wasn't risking himself to save these niggas. There's several times within Super where the Z fighters, it could be Krillin, it could be Piccolo, that are in trouble or about to get hit by a blast, and he's coming in last minute and saving them. Right. And then you see a big part of his development in Super in the manga during the Moro arc when he gets to Moro followed them to Namek, and once they got to Namek, he saved the Namekian child. And when he saved that Namekian child, he said, I need to do this because I owed him a debt.
Right, got that
Because
tone.
back in the day, I slaughtered all these niggas. You feel me? Or at least helped slaughter all
Right.
these niggas. So I can't say
Right.
there's no development there because there's several points in Super within the manga and the anime where it shows
Right.
Vegeta's development and growth. Just as you can almost say the Saiyans are a warrior race, a barbaric race. He has now tailored his whole mindset and aura into basically how humans live on Earth in harmony, peace, things of that nature. So
You gotta understand,
So
Vegeta's a family man now, and
Vegeta's my second, by the way. Vegeta was number 2 for me, so I don't disagree with anything you're saying.
Vegeta's a family man now, and he set aside his same pride for Goku. So that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a progression of just the end of Z, though. Like, it's not like a true shift. It's more of a progression of where he ended at Z, which I'm not discrediting. I'm just saying from start to finish, from part 1, episode 1, until the last episode, and even into Boruto. We won't talk about Boruto, but the end of Shippuden, Sasuke, constant character narrative progression, story progression. I'll talk about it in a second, but I want to let you finish your point.
I was just going to add on to say that for Vegeta, I love the fact that it was pretty much a polar opposite to Goku. Goku completely forgot his saying pride and race and all that. Vegeta always had that. For him to actually mentally let go of that past to then accept this new life that he has was definitely a huge character development to witness throughout the whole show.
I think that they literally have the exact same character arc. Like, especially when we progress as far as Boruto and Super, like what happened in Namek, or Vegeta establishing his family, or Sasuke once he got his family, and then Sasuke's journey with Boruto before what happened to him. So I feel like they each had a certain pride that they had to hold on to that guaranteed their survival. But then they did have that character arc where they had to kind of face the MC to address that struggle. And then that MC helped you bridge that. Now you move on and you still have the struggle of integrating yourself into this life and then still going back to your past. So they literally had to do that. And at the beginning, I remember in Boruto, there was an other lady with the Gekkei Genkai that had the past with the Uchihas. That was Sasuke's episode where he revisited the Saiyans. I feel like where Goku and Vegeta, they kind of had to explore back to Bardock what Saiyan pride is, and then that brings them back to now. Oh, I know it's giving my all. This is who I'm meant to be. So they kind of redeemed themselves, and then now are walking on. Like they quite literally are walking down that same path. So I feel like it's 1A and 1B.
I feel you on that.
Well, I can't say he's a copy.
But I feel like Sasuke is different than Vegeta in some ways, but relatively. Like we're being very high level with it. Like they have very similar redemption style arcs. So let me break down to you why I find Sasuke to be the best written non-main character. All right. To me, Sasuke's arc from start to finish is one of constant change in very reasonable ways that make sense based on the information that he has. And I find it just compelling because his story is very unique in how those type of characters are. Because if you look at, Vegeta, for instance, we talk about Vegeta. Vegeta is this pure antagonist who wants to kill Goku and the Z Fighters and destroy the Earth. And he goes to Namek, and then he has to team up with the heroes in order to defeat the Ginyu Force and Frieza and whatnot. And he ends up being there to train and whatnot, and then he becomes kind of part of it. And I mean, that's relatively the same exact arc that you got from Piccolo. It's relatively the same arc that Frieza's low-key getting now.
It's Sasuke.
Sasuke was never truly an antagonist. He starts the show ally. He ends part 1 not really an enemy of the Leaf. He's just training with Orochimaru. But first, let me just break down the whole thing because I think it's the easiest way to go.
Go ahead.
Okay, so let's start off. Young Sasuke, young kid. At the age of around 7 years old, his brother, his slime, the man he looks up to in the world. Imagine if your role model in your family, your uncle, your dad, whoever it was that you looked up to the most in the world, killed your entire family. And then
one Sasuke life. Recap later.
He fights Naruto, and then he realizes through talking to his brother, the man who never gave up on him, that all that hatred is holding you back, brother, and you could be a better man if you let it go and let the people who love you. And he realizes through talking through their hands, like they do in the show, they talk about all the time, he realizes, damn, this whole time I focused on the things I hate. I forgot about the things that I love. And he holds himself down and says, "You're right. My bad." Come on, gang. Come
I ain't gonna lie,
on.
you changed my mind. You changed my mind.
Come
What?
on, bro. Tell me
My
that.
Yeah, he
mind-
changed my mind. The reason why he
Come
changed my
on,
mind is
gang.
that now I believe that Vegeta is a greater side character. The reason for that is no. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. You have to. This actually makes complete sense. And when Malik earlier said that Sasuke is the inspiration for, Vegeta is the inspiration for Sasuke. As you're saying, I'm like, all I'm hearing is Vegeta, like quite literally. But the reason why I said that I feel like now, after everything that you explained, Vegeta is greater is Sasuke had a moral compass. Like he had a compass guiding him to find the right path. You feel me? He did not find the right path on his own. Granted, he didn't get lost on his own, but he did not find it on his own. Itachi had to come back, and Naruto also had to pull his arm back. Itachi had to feed him the truth in a way that he could hear that, yo, this is not this is not the way of life. Like I failed. Like, I had a plan and I thought that this was the best way to handle it, but I failed you. And I need you to understand that this is not the way to live your life. And he still couldn't see his way and still went on to make many more mistakes. But something that does not happen, which is very unreasonable, Naruto was very patient. And they loved the man, but he was very patient. He did not want to move past, regardless of how many mistakes he made. So he waited for you times and times again, even after it did not make sense for him to wait, and pulled you out. Vegeta did that by himself. Like, Vegeta does not have no tether to Earth. At any point in time, he could have just dipped. Like, even if he's as salty as that, he could have just dipped. There's the universe. He got Bulma pregnant, but before he even got Bulma pregnant, he could have just not got her pregnant. If he got her pregnant, when did Saiyans start caring about their kids? You give birth to your kids, ship that nigga over to a planet. When did we start caring about them? So he made a choice to walk towards redemption, because literally, like, he had the opportunity after he blew himself up and came back. We've seen it with Friezas and everybody else. If you want to walk down that path and be evil, you're gonna stay on it. But he decided to walk down that path by himself. Sasuke did not. Sasuke, we forced him to walk down that path. Like, people walked his hand for him to walk down that path and then whooped him to get to that. Vegeta, they whooped him. Like, first of all, they didn't even whoop him because it was a tie. Like, people jumped him and it was a tie, and he had the opportunity to leave. So if he wanted to walk down the path of, like, just evil, he could have. Sasuke did not.
So in the Final Valley, part 1?
Who won?
So Sasuke versus Naruto. Sasuke told Naruto, "Yo, you're not gonna touch my forehead," and Naruto took that to heart. Naruto just scratched his forehead to showcase I could do that.
And Sasuke literally admitted you won.
No, Naruto had gone for the kill. He could have got the dub for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that just shows that. But that thematically is the point that Sasuke's resolve was stronger than Naruto's. I'm just saying, name a story where the main character genuinely loses to the rival or the antagonist. It doesn't happen. I'm just saying.
No, but I
like Vegeta. More stories. I know we gotta go to another topic. We spent a lot of time on this one. No, I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, I love Vegeta. Vegeta is definitely my number 2. Damn near 1B.